it's just how's fall camp been for you so
Fall camp's been so far so good. I think we're playing extremely fast, both sides of the ball, special teams included. A couple new faces, but also a lot of vets. I think that gets kind of passed over in some of the transition we've had recently. I think leaders are beginning to step up. I think between the front seven on defense and the offensive line, um, we got some good players. So excited to open up week one for sure. It's been a good camp thus far.
Uh, what I guess what with Chris, how would you describe it? What are his best skills that you've seen?
Yeah, I think you guys are probably seeing a little bit of it, but one-on-one ball, I think his ability to truly win one-on-one is different than most people we have here and that we play against. He's a tough cover. His twitch is different, speed is different, ball skills different. He played defensive back his first year at Rutgers, and I think he probably attributes a lot of his release stuff to that. So, and then I think overall competitiveness. He's an extremely intentional human. He's here for a reason. He knows he wants to have a big year, and he's prepped for that year. So can't say enough good things about him. He's also taken a leadership role. So he's been nothing but fun to coach the first week for sure.
You mentioned you specifically as one of the key reasons why he's here. Um, how did you kind of find him, and how excited were you when you saw him available?
Yeah, extremely excited to find him available. And it just kind of happened organically. Recruiting is one of those things where, man, it's not always black and white. I think it's the most gray area ever, especially the transfer portal, especially a one-year guy like Chris. And we had a need, and it's kind of supply and demand, right? We had a need, and he had a talent that'll fill that need. So good. It was a really easy transition for him. And then personally, him and myself, I think hit it off really early on. His family as well, really good people. So I think they're excited. He's out here. I know this is the farthest west he's ever been. So um, the guys, especially in the receiver room, are taking really good liking to him. Everyone's kind of showing him around Bozeman a little bit too. So he's been a good addition.
Trimble obviously first onto the scene. COVID injury
All right.
troubles.
Yep.
But it looks like he's starting to take another step again. So what have you kind of seen from him so far?
Yeah, Jacob Trimble, man, he can't say enough good things as a young guy, right? His true freshman year played for us. He's a stud. I think his position flexibility, that year was really, especially as a returner and then a slot. And then right now he's playing a lot outside for us, playing some slot as well. Really good guy with the ball in his hands. Extremely strong football player. I think strength is something at receiver that kind of gets passed over, not talked about enough. But his body control is really good. Change of direction is really good. Then his attention to detail is different. Really good with his hands off the ball. So I'm really excited for him. I know last year I think he feels slighted a little bit just because was milking a hamstring a little bit in August, and I think that kind of drug out throughout the year. But he's had an unbelievable winter and spring and summer now, and he's taking that into fall. And between really, him and Taco, especially, just guys that have been in the system, they take the leadership role head on, and I think guys are starting to fall in line a little bit to that and kind of find their role within the room.
Depth behind them. Got some serious size, obviously. Just how have you seen them continue to kind of attack the process as well?
Yeah, I think they're attacking it. They're attacking it well. It's a day by day situation, and some of the new some past concept stuff we have in I think fits our guys. I think it's cool. Um, Kind of to what you just said, we have all shapes and sizes in that room, which I think is what you want. Um, we tried to get that going a little bit when I was coaching running backs. Just have a lot of having strength of all the same human. I think can get you in a bad spot. But if you have a lot of different guys, you're gonna do two things, right? You're make yourself extremely versatile, dynamic as a room, and then if one guy goes down, you can kind of go a different way with the offense too. So I think the depth is good. We have some real size, right, with guys like Ryan, um, guys like guys like Javante, guys like Jordan, guys like Chris for that matter, and then we have some speed, right, with guys like Taco, Trimble, Jabez, Dane. So it's a good room right now, and continue to move forward.
Dane seems like he's made quite a bit of plays in fall camp.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
fair to say he's looked pretty good?
Yes, it is. He's as competing for a spot as he can. I think Dane's done a really good job, ability to play all three positions, all four positions for that matter. His knowledge of the offense and his attention to detail, I think, whether it be um, having Coy as a chip on his shoulder, Brock for that matter, but I think he wants to be. He's doing his best to put his mark on the Steel legacy here, and he's done a really good job thus far.
And then Jordan, what have you seen kind of from his development so far?
Yeah, Jordan. First time playing receiver in spring, he got dinged up a little bit right when he got moved. but extremely good basketball player. I would say probably on the team, him and Javante are probably two of the best. So you can see that movement translate to the field. Really good ball skill, really good size, understands leverage and space. He's a work in progress, but a work in progress that we're extremely excited about. And he's come along for sure. Knowledge of the offense obviously is good too. Being a quarterback.
Playing wide receiver here is not always the easiest considering it's such a run heavy
Sure.
offense. So how do you kind of just explain, keeping the mindset day in and day out, especially during games when maybe they're not getting targets?
Yeah, no, great question. I think the biggest thing is understanding if you are good enough, whether that be route running, releases, whatever, but especially ball in hand. If you are good enough, um, to warrant the ball being thrown to you, in this case, the ball will be thrown to you. I think, right as coaches, I don't want to speak for Coach Durbick, but as a coordinator, the whole thing, I think you want to get the ball to guys that make plays for you. So I see it as shoot, how can if I'm a guy like Taco, how can I play well enough? There's something playing good, right? But how can I play better than good, well enough, where I warrant the ball getting thrown my way, whether that be jet sweeps or true throws, the whole thing. So I think it's just fighting for it. If you feel like you're not getting the ball enough, something's not going right. All this we do so much two spot here, right? The double rep. You see guys we tally every day. We grade the receivers every day. Guys that the ball finds a lot versus guys that the ball doesn't find. Those guys that the balls find a lot, those guys are usually guys that grade the highest, guys that have the highest attention to detail, guys that you can count on for no missed assignments. So I think it's a little bit twofold. I think if you do your job, the ball's going to come your way. Now, right, when you're doing your job and the ball doesn't come your way, then you gotta manipulate their brains a little bit. But the ball should find guys that are making plays.
Timing is a big quarterback and wide receivers.
Yes.
Quarterback battle happening right now. How much does that play into just the difficulty of these receivers as they're trying to grow?
Right. Chemistry is everything. Chemistry is everything. And I think to that, what you guys are seeing right now in fall camp, those guys splitting reps with the receivers, and the reps splitting receivers as well. There's one thing to that. I mean, they're getting X amount of reps with each quarterback at the same time. With the summer PRP stuff and the spring stuff, those guys throw so much on their own that I think, if you were to ask the quarterbacks or you were to ask the receivers who your preference is, this, that, and the other. Those guys want to win football games, and they trust the staff, they trust each other, and they trust whoever's in there to deliver the ball. And I think the same way that the quarterbacks trust the receivers to catch the ball. So I think it is what it is. I think the chemistry's I think really good right now. Though.
I think you're working with Taco full time now. What has stood out? What have you seen? Maybe some growth with this too.
Yeah, just trying to refine some of the little things with Taco, and Taco's such a good example, right? Because he's a guy who came in as a freshman, obviously directly to us, who has stayed in the program, and who really, started his role here just being an opportunist. It was on punt return, and then CT missed a couple games a couple years ago, and Taco was the next man up. And since then, he's never looked back. If anything, he's taken that role and expanded it. So he's just a good example of what can happen if a couple things align and you work hard. And to Taco specifically, we're trying to work the little things, right? So expanding his route tree, expanding his ball skill, expanding knowledge of the offense, expanding his yards after catch. How can we emulate punt return on offense? I think that's a big piece. But he's had a really good fall camp. Can't say enough good things about Taco Dowler.